Thanks, Jim. Glad to be back. So my focus at Justice has really been focusing on how we can apply technology to the mission, to the business side of things, and achieve efficiencies and push innovation, especially around the information sharing. I'm glad I'm here with Donna to talk about information sharing, because I want to talk about information, two programs, one on information sharing, one on applying advanced data analytics. The first one, Tribal Access Program. It's been in the news a bit. TAP is what we're calling it, but we launched it in August of 2015, and we're trying to provide federally recognized tribes, and there's about 600 of these federally recognized tribes, access to national crime information databases for both civil and criminal purposes. And TAP will allow them to more effectively serve and protect their communities, ensuring that there's an exchange both ways in terms of critical information.
Sure.
And the second one is a program called Automated Litigation Support Services. Within the department, we spend a significant amount of funds and resources really on that litigation support activity. And we wanted to look at sharing tools, sharing technologies, and really pushing the advanced analytics, making sure that everyone, all components, had access to these tools, and establishing standard operating procedures and processes to maximize the efficiency. So one of the things we did on this was to establish 6 pilot programs, and I put out the strategic guidance, the direction, how we wanted to go about doing this, and then asked the components, the litigating components, to actually build proposals against my direction.
Very interesting.
It is a very interesting model.
Yeah.
And we secured funding to fund these pilots, and they're well underway and very successful at this point. But
and I'm interested in lessons learned on that. I'm building the model and having the components pushed. How did that go?
Well, I've been around a little while. I've learned that trying to force a solution on components is probably not the best way to go. So
herding cats.
Right. So if you can come up with a good problem definition, here's the problem, and here's how technology can help in this area, or how we can collectively address the problem, and then have the components propose solutions. Now, much like within the intelligence community, the eyesight, who's volunteering to step up and lead certain activities. What we saw is certain components had solutions in place that they were using locally. We were trying to make those services available across the department, and we've been successful in these areas.
And if you had to pass a lesson learned on to your colleagues around town, what would you suggest in terms of, here's something that I learned through this process that could be useful to you?
Well, I think, again, we've heard about collaboration, communications. You really can't do that enough. I mean, you really need to understand, and I had a steep learning curve coming in new to the department, but really understanding the problem set, the customers, what they needed, what may have been tried previously, and then really working with the customers who have to use the solution in the end, much like the Agile development, figuring out what's going to work, and it really is a great idea for them to actually lead these programs consistent with your guidance and direction.
Fantastic.